Okay, so I made a video and I don't know, something went wrong. It's Charlie. I haven't made a video in, gosh, probably weeks. I'm alive. Good news. Sorry if I ignored anybody. My life has just been kind of crappy and it's just one thing after another. Um, so yeah, I spent like a week in bed after my radiation and then I had to do the maintenance chemo and so that knocked me down a little bit, and it was only 5 days, but it was harsh. At least it was for me. Which have done a couple different kinds of chemo, and this one kind of just took me down. Then, let's see, I did manage to raise my numbers enough to do one Avastin treatment. And I like doing Avastin because it makes me feel like I'm doing something, proactive. So I did that. I was supposed to go on Friday because that was my 2 weeks. And then something happened. I had thrush, and we knew it was thrush because anytime you put anything in your mouth, it feels like it's on fire and it hurts. There was no sores, but it still took a long time to get rid of. In the meantime, having cancer, you're immunocompromised, whether you want to believe it or not. So then I end up with sores other places on my body. And just my luck, they get infected. And I could have 5 more brain surgeries and about a dozen children, and I probably would not feel the immense amount of pain that I felt and still feeling. Now, my family gets wind of this, and an intervention is staged. So basically, spending time in bed, my family shows up and they're like, "You're going to the hospital." And I said, the F I am. I ended up in the hospital anyway because they were going to send me by ambulance anyway if I didn't go. And at least going on my own, I got to pick the hospital I went to. So I spent 2 nights and 3 days in the hospital, and it was not overly pleasant. I didn't get gray coated, so that was a plus. Because, tomorrow is the actual anniversary of my brain surgery. And I'm not feeling all that great about it. I'm feeling good I made it out of the hospital. But, they wouldn't let me go until I got cultured. And there's this messed up thing about brain cancer, where cancer in general, I think there was this idea of what dying of cancer was going to be like. And so far, the one thing that is supposed to hurt, which is my head, basically doesn't hurt. I get a lot of pressure, and if clarity gets too aggravated, if I let my stress level get too high, then she starts to pound. And I know it's time to calm myself down because she will just, it's like it's like when your ears are plugged and you're going through like high altitudes and you can hear yourself in your own ear and it's going boom, 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 boom. So it's kind of like that, except your whole head. And it's not really pain, it's just very uncomfortable for me. And it's distracting. and they did not approve of the meds I was on, and they thought I should be on stronger meds. So they put me on stronger meds. And yes, I'm smoking because I'm going to die. So my doctors have basically said, screw it, go ahead and smoke because you're going to die anyway. You'll die of brain cancer way longer, way faster than lung cancer. Sorry to the people that have lung cancer. Yeah, I have COPD in my lower left lung, but guess what? I'm dying, so I'm going to smoke. New development, I did my taper down on my seizure drugs, on my steroids, just like my doctor ordered. Denver even hung me up a calendar. Let's see if we can see it right there. See it right there. He stapled it to the wall so I could taper down properly like the doctor ordered. Bad news is it was like a 3.5, 4 week taper. And no sooner did I get less than halfway through, my arm paralyzed again. So basically, it's like this. Do, 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 do. So when you wanted to do something, like hold you up so you can stand up to go to the commode, it is like this. This is the speed. It's like this. And I've done this before, but it's way worse. And this is my squeezy ball that is supposed to, change colors. And I can barely squeeze it. So it kind of sucks. My leg is very weak, and I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. And that's kind of hard for me to say because my whole life things have gone wrong, and I've always had some sort of plan to say, nope, I've got a backup plan, and if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to keep going. Well, I'm not trying to, cure myself. I'm trying to, find a way to be taken care of without going into a nursing home or hospice house, because I want to die at home with my family. And that sucks because right now I can't, I'm not properly taking care of myself. We're all doing just the best that we can. My kids are great and they try their best. Denver, he's the one person that I'm not jumping down their throat all the time. Well, I don't want to say that because, there's a lot of people that I am very nice to, which is kind of funny. Because this time last year I was getting gray coated, being half paralyzed. But no, my arm can't lift a 3-pound weight. And see, this is my good arm. Now to do it with the other arm, I have to have help. And I do this every day because I'm trying to convince my brain that it can still do it. I'm just going to convince those synapses or pathways that they're going to just do what they're supposed to do. And it worked last time, so I expect it to happen again. Whether it will or not, hey, anybody's guess. I've done it multiple times now. Maybe 3 strikes, you're out. I don't know. I go in for my new MRI on the 24th. So on the 25th, I'm going to have a video conference. I have to go to Detroit for my MRI because they want it done on site. And then the next day I'll have a video conference with my doctor down there. So Thanksgiving ought to be really interesting because by Thanksgiving, I'll know what's happening. Honestly, I think it's time. My doctor's out of town, so I upped my steroids on my own because, like, I'm paralyzed on the one side, and that doesn't make it easy to stand up and, you know, transfer yourself to the commode. It doesn't make it easy to do anything. I can't cut my own food half the time, and when I'm trying, I can't peel an orange, and oranges are my favorite. And when I'm trying to, the Hazel went and bought a bunch of Halloween candy on sale. And she bought me those little Christmas trees with the crystals, with the crystal sprinkles on them, because she knows those are my favorite. And I have to, like, open them with my teeth, because I just can't do it. And carrying all this water weight. And ironically enough, my discharge papers, it was all about medication and how to eat healthy. Like healthy plate, that blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was really funny because this time last year I weighed like 50 pounds less. And in a given week I can lose 20 pounds in water weight and then gain it all back. And at this point in my life, I don't see why I'm not going to have that Christmas tree. I'm going to eat that Christmas tree and I'm going to enjoy it. And I do like yogurt. That would be nice, but I forgot to put it on the grocery list, so I didn't get any. Not that anybody cares that I like blueberry yogurt. But tomorrow is going to be really real for me. And I'm talking about yogurt to avoid all of the sadness. Because I had a real talk with Hazel today about me not staying at home. Because what are you going to do? What do you do? Even if I hired a nurse or hospice sent one out, there's only so much they can do. Where does that leave us? We're alone. We feel alone. And a part of me knows that we're not. But the other part of me says, you're alone. I mean, hell, the man that was supposed to love me and stay with me until the end, he couldn't do it. And now I'm here alone. And that's really shitty. Yep, just smoke that bitch right to the end. And just FYI, the people at Munson were really nice to me. Munson and Travers, that's why I didn't go by ambulance, because I wanted to be able to choose the hospital, and that's where I wanted to go. And where I live, they wouldn't have taken me to Travers. So that's where I finally broke down and decided I was going to go to the hospital. I'm on a couple of different antibiotics and some really strong painkillers that should be kicking in rather quickly. And that's how you know you're really sick, when they're pushing really heavy drugs on you to say that your Tylenol with codeine has got to go. That we're going to give you Dilaudid because you're sick and you need some stronger pain meds. So, and I fought against it, trust me, because I'm not a pill person. And I seen sea turtles swimming around on the ceiling in the emergency room. They were very pretty. They were made out of the dots of the ceiling. And as funny as that is, it's not something that I tend to be used to. But they sent me home with, some decent medicine that will hopefully help the other pain that I have. Brain cancer, I guess, is its own beast. I'll be satisfied if I die just not losing my mind. That's all I want. And maybe to die in my sleep. That would be great. I'd be okay with that. My worst fear my entire life was dying crippled. Brain cancer never even crossed my mind. And now I'm not only crippled, but I have brain cancer. And tomorrow's that anniversary. And there is not a chance in hell that I'll be making a video tomorrow. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get brave and make one. I don't know. But it feels like a day that I should just try to spend time with my family. Besides doing laundry. Oh, and being crippled on one side. You pee a lot. And you pee and you can't stop it. So, yeah, FYI, glioblastoma sucks. And at some point, it's either run out of sheets or have a pee-pee pad. And people that have worked in the healthcare profession like me, you're just like, you know what? Yeah, I got a pee-pee pad, and I'm not okay with it, but those muscles don't work anymore. So, the pee-pee pad hopefully is temporary. And considering everything else I've talked about on here and all my videos, yeah, we don't like this shit any more than anybody else does. It's embarrassing, even though it shouldn't be. But, well, this is a long one. Sorry, everybody. Say some prayers for me. I'm going to try to get into bed. I should have got a hospital bed, and I was too proud to do it, and now I need one, and I don't know what to do. I need somebody to wipe my butt, because I can't barely do that. It's the real truth of cancer, let me tell you. Hospital beds, pee-pee pads, and wiping your butt, especially when you don't bend. Like and share if you want. If not, peace. Have a good night. I love you all. Thanks for checking on me. Sorry I slept for 4 weeks, basically. It was probably not necessary, but I did it anyway. But tomorrow's a new day, and I'm going to get up and pretend like this last year just didn't friggin' happen. Good night. Love you all.